Okay. With that, I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Northeast. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. I would like to ask you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Tilly, could you conduct a roll call?
Yes. Supervisor Kennen,
Here.
Councilman Mayville,
Here.
Councilwoman Morrison,
Here.
Councilwoman Winkler,
Here.
Councilwoman Cole.
Here.
All right, thank you. Everybody is here. The agenda has been distributed, was posted, and I would like to note that I would like to add an executive session at the end to discuss current litigation against the town. With that, I would like to ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Can I ask if there is time, can I just give a follow-up of, on the communications committee, a letter we drafted to share, to pass you guys?
Sure.
Okay.
With that, with those two changes, I'd ask for a motion to approve the agenda. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Covering comments. There was an article in the online edition of the Millerton News regarding the supermarket, which says that the Millerton supermarket is going to reopen in November with the current owner. I would encourage you all to look at the article and judge for yourselves.
They were on Facebook too, Lakeville Journal.
So, excuse me, can you repeat? I
Yes,
didn't catch
there's
it.
an article in Millerton News, which is now online, just
Okay.
came out, just appeared.
Yes.
It's the lead article saying that the shopping plaza is going to reopen under the current ownership by Thanksgiving.
Interesting.
Interesting. I'm
So
just gonna leave it at that.
They're moving ahead. Well, they.
That's
they're
what
away-
the
Well, they have,
article in the paper.
they're supposed to get some building permits, like for the roof and stuff like that, which they don't have, so.
I'm just calling your attention to it,
Thank
so that
you.
everybody has
Okay.
a chance to see it.
Thank you, because, yeah, there's a huge rumor mill going around. Okay, thank you.
I just so you know, I attended a meeting of the Supervisors and Mayors Association last night. Which was a meeting with the county's district attorney and with the district sheriff. The discussion was the use of flock safety cameras, license plate readers around the county. It was a very lengthy discussion and very full discussion. And where, the association is gathering a lot of information about what is out there, but just want to let you know where I've been. And I will be circulating a job description for highway superintendent position. And I'd like to have something that we can approve at our meeting next week. So I'm going to be reaching out to all of you for input on the job description. On Saturday, the county is having a hazardous waste and electronics collection at the county's DPW facility in Poughkeepsie. And we have assembled all of the old computers and so on from the town. And Josh Schultz from the highway department and I will be driving those over to Poughkeepsie on Saturday morning. We had a lot of old electronics here at Town Hall. And it's quite a collection, and it's great that we're gonna be able to take those and recycle them properly. The hard drives have been removed from all of them. And that's one less thing when we move into our new town hall to have to deal with. That's it. Other than we will have obviously our regular board meeting next week. We have a number of things which we'll be talking about at that point, including, I think it's called the 286 agreement with
284.
284 agreement, which is basically it's a document which has to be filed every year as to what the plans are of the highway department for paving and so on during the year. It's basically a list of major projects that they will be accomplishing, and we'll be able to have that filled out and submitted. That's what I've got. Yes,
Going back to the job description, can we consider posting jobs to Indeed? Such as the current highway opening
And
yeah,
and eventually the superintendent, it feels. like
yes, we can either do that or we can post something referring back to the website. One way or another that people would
Yeah.
have access.
So Indeed has highway department jobs from different towns in Dutchess. So it's possible people,
Mhm.
you know, go there looking for.
What is Indeed? Can you
It's
educate me on
just
that?
a
jobs
Job,
That's where everybody goes these days to look for jobs.
for years and years,
what do
yeah.
you call it?
It's just,
It's a job search
Search
engine.
yeah, and it goes from anywhere from like babysitters to professional
Mhm.
jobs, so.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I believe in New York, you have to give a salary range when you post a job.
Yeah, we want.
We
to
will
ask that
follow
the
all of
person-
the legal requirements for posting this
Yeah,
salary.
and benefits,
position.
they want you to, you know, kind of detail the benefits so that people know what they're.
Cause I think they do a range now, I think by New York State law.
I believe I think I've seen it, that it's a range.
Yeah, which is helpful for people to understand, like, right from the get-go, how much
Right.
something's paying. So they apply or don't apply.
Yeah, this seems like cast a wide net, might be a good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it really depends on the candidates you get, and if they have
In the experience.
widely differing levels of experience, you'd want to have a widely differing range of compensation.
Chris, may I bring up? So Lorna had mentioned she thought it was a law that they had to be Dutchess County residents. And I just opened up a question, that just opened up a question, you know, like when we were talking about the posts, the
Is it in
positions.
the handbook?
But it's not, no, so when we were.
We will
Yeah.
absolutely
No.
research that before we come out with
Yeah.
a job description.
Cause I mean, we don't put that in our way handbook.
No, but if it was a requirement, we would absolutely have to put it in the job description.
I think it depends on if it's a civil service. Recognized position or that's a warrant question, I think.
I don't know whether it is, since it's an appointed position.
For the superintendent, yeah,
Yeah.
I was talking about the HMEO position.
I think that what everybody that I've talked to agrees is important to appoint the highway superintendent first, so that that person can be involved in the selection of the MEO,
Good point.
which I think
Mhm.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to do things in sequence. Okay. Grant opportunities. I don't know whether we have anything new on New York Forward.
Couple of calls or Zooms with. Paul, with the state. And Katie from the village, Cariana joined our second call. I joined their call, just to get a refresher from our first call. And our takeaway was the New York Forward application is a huge, it will be a huge lift. And I don't think we are in a position to apply this year. He suggested we go after the brownfield area opportunity grant. So, you know, she and I could put our heads together, you know, to see.
That's the
what-
old highway garage,
That's-
right?
Right,
Idea, yeah.
Right. That's one of them.
One of
And then the
them.
village has others.
Oh,
To see if we can start there, because that, we can use that as kind of a foothold into the New York Forward grant, maybe the following year.
Mhm. I think I sent you the town of Poughkeepsie's, the city of Poughkeepsie's DRI grant award. I believe I did. Anyway, if I didn't, I will send it to you, or I can send it to everybody. It lists all of the pieces of the award that they have agreed to do. And it's extensive. And yeah, I don't
It's a
know
big-
whether they're all realistic or not, but there are, what they've put together is a lot of different pieces. A building that needs renovation, and this building will be renovated, and so much of the award is gonna go towards that. And something else, so it's literally a menu of items, and I think that would be. If we decided we want to do it, that would be an important part. It mentions that there's a brownfields grant associated with it, linked to it, and they're using that, so it's.
Yeah.
I think part of the art of this is putting together different pieces, maybe from different grants, but which all combine to
Yes.
achieve a purpose.
I mean,
And
the Copac one I shared with Rochelle from years ago, I mean, that they applied 3 years in a row, 4 years, I mean, it's just amazing the amount of work they put in the planning, and they hired a planner to do these amazing drawings and also do like first phase, second, third, fourth, fifth, and
Mhm.
really detailed, and
Mhm.
they haven't gotten it, but it's like 50 pages or
Yeah.
longer.
And Meg and I looked at an opportunity for the housing. For housing development.
Oh,
When I
yeah,
looked
yeah,
at it,
but
and,
that one, yeah.
For that, we realized we really should be. Have the wastewater project at least underway. Or have a, you know, an end date in sight for that, because. We were thinking that, you know, we'd have to attract developers. And in order to do that, seemed that. That would have to be really in place.
And one of the conditions was the developer had to be, you know, unless the town municipality owned the property themselves. A developer had to be in place almost shovel ready. So we don't have that this year, but it is about, you must have pro housing certification, which is no problem for us. It's just we don't have those other steps.
I mean, ideally, we could look at this, and have some sort of plan in place. You know, we need this in place in order to go after this, and then we are in a good position to go after that.
Mhm.
There are all these, you know, moving pieces or things that need to be in place. And so there's money out there.
Mhm.
For us to put the enormous work into it. I think it makes sense to, you know, plan it, have a plan.
Well, we have a lot of those pieces. And I'm looking at the back wall where we have the bronze, certification
Mhm.
for climate smart. We have the pro housing thing. So those are
Those are
pieces
pieces,
of
you're right.
those things.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there are other pieces.
Yeah.
And maybe we can go look for all those other pieces and see what we can, what's missing, but, I think with any grant that we look for. One of the things that you know, I've learned, and I'm sure you've learned, and we've all probably learned, is that it's really important to look through the thing, you know, deep, you know, carefully before you start. Because what you don't want is to get to the end of the application and then find out, oh, and there was this thing we were supposed to have done,
Sure.
and that's never a good feeling. Um,
But at least we know, like the brownfield's one thing, you know, that's
Mhm.
very specific. And then the pro housing is. It doesn't, it lists it very clearly, so,
Yeah.
you know, if we
can
do
revisit
have a
it.
developer or something, we can talk to them about being part of. A grant application or something too, so.
I think you probably may have heard that in the budget that just got approved, there are some significant changes to secret. And those changes are intended to make, you know, how affordable housing developments a little bit easier to get through the regulatory process. So that is in the budget.
Yeah.
So don't know how big of an impact that'll be, but it was a big fight up in Albany. Um. Okay. Anything else on that?
Oh, for now.
The recreation contract has gone back and forth, I think, between us and the village, but I think what we've got now is hopefully a final product, and the village discussed it and, you know, approved it with a chain, breaking up the payment into two pieces so that we can have one portion of it paid. You know, this really refers to the difference in the budget year between the village and the town. But separating it into two payments makes all the difference. So that's what we have done. So, with that, hopefully, we're in a position to move ahead with that. And unless there's any other discussion, I would entertain a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign a recreation contract with the village of Millerton. Period.
So no,
Second.
Okay, do you want to do a roll call on this?
Supervisor Kennen,
Aye.
Councilman Mayville,
Aye.
Councilman Morrison,
I,
Councilman Winkler, Councilperson Cole.
Thank you. Okay. We have talked about a number of changes to the employee handbook. Then thank you for the personnel committee for working on this. Some of these are just getting the legal language tightened up. And some changes in health insurance going forward. Longevity payments, removal of election day as a paid holiday with the replacement of a floating holiday. Performance evaluations to be conducted annually by September 1. And comp time to be treated the same as vacation leave for an employee leaving the town. I think this list will at least bring us up to date for now. It's always a work in progress, and this doesn't mean that we won't continue to look at ways to improve the employee manual. But I think that this list works for us today, and with your approval, we would then send it off to our HR consultants. They put it into the language that appears in the employee manual. That will come back to the town board for us to look at before it actually gets published.
a question about under separation of employment. An employee who resigns, retires, or is laid off. Does that include is fired? Is that not?
No, if an employee is laid off for disciplinary reasons, that would not apply.
Do we say that?
We can say that, we'll,
I mean, yeah,
Well-
But
without another meeting, right? We can
Yeah.
have to add that. Anna, were you gonna say
Is that-
something?
What-
if it's comp time though, they've earned that money.
they've earned the money, that's why, that was.
They've earned the money. They
This is-
chose to take comp time rather than get paid, so
Right.
I think they're entitled to that.
They are.
Yeah, I mean, that was the argument for
Right.
doing this, is that this refers to,
Right.
this is something that they've
They-
elected to receive in lieu of actually being paid.
So if they're fired, they will still receive it, because that's. not
Well, it's
clear.
their money. I mean, they chose to take comp time rather than
I
be
know, but
paid.
It's not spelled
So
out.
do we just say resigns, retires? Laid off, comma, and or
Terminated.
terminated?
Terminated, like, that's a better one.
Yeah. Chris has the.
Yeah, I think it.
You might as well cover all bases, right?
Because that would be a question.
Yeah. Or terminated.
Or terminated.
But there's way off to
Yeah, right.
termination.
Sure. When we have the word effective, is that because we did the compensatory?
What's that?
When we say effective January back, is it
That
because
we
we
actually
already
approved,
passed
we
that
actually,
before?
yeah,
But then we
and
did,
this, the
we did
second,
pass May first.
the second part of it is to make this effective May 1st.
But then May first,
Yeah. Retroactively to May 1st.
okay.
All right. With that,
Laid off to terminate.
No, would be laid off, terminated, because if someone's laid off, it could be. 'Cause there's
Mhm.
a downsizing for now, and then they come back and they're terminated. They're terminated, yeah.
Right.
right, with that change,
Should I do roll call?
I would entertain a motion to approve these changes to the handbook. Would you like to do a roll call?
Yes,
Sure.
but who's doing the motions?
Let's have a motion to approve the changes to the handbook.
I'll make that motion.
Mhm.
Second.
Okay. Thank you both.
Okay. Supervisor Cannon,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cole,
Uh,
Councilman Mayville,
Aye.
Councilman Morrison,
I,
Councilman Winkler.
Uh,
Okay.
Okay, thank you. When we last met, we talked about moving forward on Newtown Hall. I told you that we are still exploring with surrounding town for the opportunity to use court, as that communication. And I will let you know how that goes. I think that in order to move forward, what would probably make sense for us to do is to start making changes, plans to the building regardless of the outcome of that. In other words, like hopefully we have more space, but if we don't, we will, it's always been the plan to move into the building anyway. And I think it behooves us to be prepared for either eventuality, so. I think, we've got some changes to the configuration that is here. And I am happy to start working on tomorrow or.
I mean, I can reach out to Peter to see if we can, and Rochelle's part of the building committee too, so maybe we can all. Just have next Zoom with him or something to just some of the things you've mentioned. That we can just,
yeah.
because we should have plan B and C.
Yeah, no, I think we need to have, we need to have that.
So I'll just send an email to him tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be fine.
Is this for the building committee?
Yeah.
Sorry. Mhm.
And I have a sense that the grant application that we made is gonna be successful, but until we have formal notification, we don't know, but
Oh,
I am
you
guarding,
mean for the town hall?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
That's good.
And,
Show
you know,
me
I'm
money.
optimistic, just leave it at that.
Nice.
and we haven't heard about the other, application, the other grant, the, Greenway.
We're just getting to, that's the next item on the agenda,
Oh, it's not on the list.
zoning.
Oh, zoning 2.0. Okay.
That's part of that.
Okay.
We did not get, we were not successful with that particular grant. And, you know, I think we learn. We apply for a lot of things
Yeah.
and we're lucky to get some. We've been very fortunate over the years to have done really well on our grant application. But it is unrealistic to expect that we're gonna get 100% of them. Nonetheless, that will not stop us from moving forward with the next phase of zoning. And but it gives us a little clarity because now we have a better sense of what we, you know, have to work with. And I'm hoping to finish up some interviews with people who have expressed an interest in serving on the committee. Soon, I would like to, you know, ideally be able to come back to the board. Maybe as early as next week with some recommendations for moving forward. I think particularly now that we know about, we're not, you know, waiting on the Greenway thing. That we really want to move forward quickly on that.
And then the planner to schedule her time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting going on that.
Great.
And, you know, one of the questions, this is sort of a conceptual question, but is whether in this new phase of zoning review, whether the idea is to take on the entire rest of the town with all aspects of zoning for everything except commercial districts. Or whether to break it up into different pieces, such as land conservation, which mostly affects water. And so on, and whether to do that as a separate piece. I think there's can be some good arguments for doing that, makes it a little bit more digestible. And we would be able to do that, approve that, and then keep moving along, so that we're not stuck in a situation like we were before, which I don't think we will be, but where it's so big that we're slogging our way through for 5 years to get to the end.
Yeah, I mean, my personal, I agree with biting it off in sections. My priority would be residential because of land use density. We really need to update our subdivision designs very quickly. And then also the inconsistencies with folks having different lot sizes than what the changes in zoning years ago happened. So a person, for example, could have a 2-acre lot that they were approved to build, or 1 acre, 3 acre, and they're in A5A. So they have to come for variances all the time. So my goal would be doing the developments first, but that's a personal opinion, and I think a lot of the community members too, so.
Okay. Anything else on that?
I would agree. I mean, it makes sense to parcel it out rather than. I think we learned hard and fast that there was a lot to digest. And it would be more efficient to do it the way you guys are recommending.
Yeah. Anyway, you know, hope is to get going in June. We're in June. Hope is to get going later in June. But I will certainly be reporting back to you all at our next meeting on that. anything else that,
So I was just gonna, I have
Yes.
the communications committee follow-up. I was just, Rochelle and I just crafted a draft of, we had talked about maybe sending or really promoting sending to the property owners of the commercial districts that were affected by the zoning, just like a very nice FYI, this is where the changes are, and not getting into the meat and potatoes, but just please be aware, this is where they are, the new map is here. So I'm gonna give you guys copies, and then maybe and Chris, I know, because this would go out on the letterhead of the town, make any changes or whatever. So it's really just more of a courtesy than like a warning, or, because people need.
who are you proposing this would be sent to?
So the commercial properties only on Boulevard East and West and Irondale District.
Mhm.
So it's just very informative, more than, like, these are exactly, and the bullet points, saying, those things, because the onus is on the property owner to actually follow up. And a big thing also is important is their rental of their commercial spaces to others who might not also be aware of what's okay and not okay, or those things. So it's just more of, I think, a courtesy to really bring it to their attention versus thinking that everyone just reads the newspaper or comes to our website, so. So,
And there have been misunderstandings already,
right,
or,
misinterpretations, yeah.
or lack of even knowledge about what's been amended.
And it's a little, like, some good situations are turning into bad situations, in my opinion, like some things happening right now on the boulevard. And that's sad, but it's when people just take words
Mhm.
versus getting into the details. And we're just trying to lead them to the details, and for whoever they choose to read it. And the only thing that was the question for us too was if you have questions, to contact the building department. I mean, they need, because people go to the building permits to them first and put in applications through them. So it would really need for Ken and Mike and Ann to really get familiar with our new zoning. So that would be the only.
Mhm. I mean, I will look forward to reading it. It's the
Okay,
first time
great.
I've seen it.
Yes, I'm not asking for anything to be done tonight. It's just we
And
want to-
I guess a big question in my mind would be, not to mention anything about the wastewater project, because that is, every time I talk to anybody out there, their really first question, usually the only question, is what's going on with the wastewater project?
Yeah.
That has been working its way through the state comptroller's office.
Okay.
We got an indication today that one portion of that office, there are many components of that office, but one has just signed off on it, and now we're waiting for the other one. So
So is
I just
there,
wanna,
is
if
there an
we,
opportunity, since one envelope can hold up to what, 3 pages? Is there an opportunity to have another letter to say to the commercial property owners, FYI, this is the current status of the wastewater?
well, this would, of course, would be a difference between the property owners on the boulevard and the property owners in Irondale.
Well, how many are on the boulevard? 19?
Something like that.
Yeah, so we make 19 copies of the wastewater and give it to them, and for the other 6, we,
Let me.
I
let
mean,
me
that's
take a
an
look at it.
idea, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Okay. With that, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session as mentioned at the beginning for the purpose of discussing litigation involving the town.
So moved.
Second,
Uh, All in favor?
I,
Okay. Thank you all for being here,
Mhm.
and we will now be in executive session.
Chris, are you gonna be around and have time for me tomorrow or Friday?
1 second. The answer is yes.
Okay.
Have a good night.
See ya.
Mhm.